going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Ranger Fly. Welcome everyone back to a new Black Clover review. Today, guys, I'm covering episode 73, and finally, I have been waiting for this moment for quite a while. As I told you guys before, going to this brand new arc, the tournament arc, there's going to be two main characters that are going to be introduced to us to, of course, the Anime for You anime onlys. That is Leona, which we already got her backstory. We've seen her character and who she is. And now, today, for episode 73, we finally get Zora, and of course seeing him in animation is just incredible. One thing I want to point out is that is one hell of a job they did for, of course, the character introduction. Like literally right off the bat, episode 73, we see him versing against the purple orcas, and there's going to be mixed reviews of this character. Trust me, I've been here before when I read the manga. You're either going to like Zora and his personality, or you're absolutely going to hate him. To see his character, we all know throughout Black Clover that each individual arc, there's always one character with a huge character development, and for the tournament arc specifically, there's a lot of character development, but a lot of it is for Zora. And this new character, it's like I said before, you're going to hate him, you're going to love him, but just from his personality, I really enjoyed his character when I found out his backstory. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about more due to spoilers. I'll talk about it when the time is right and it is shown in the anime. But as in general with this character, I'm really curious of what you anime onlys think, because right off the bat, we see him verse some members of the Purple Orcas. We knew about the Purple Orcas before, kind of in the mid-section throughout Black Clover. We've seen that the leader of the Purple Orcas back then was doing some shady stuff and connecting with other kingdoms, and of course he got caught, thrown in jail, and we haven't seen him since. And of course the Purple Orcas got a brand new leader, but we see the vice captain of the Purple Orcas, a guy supposedly strong, versing against this kind of commoner, this guy wearing a mask. You can call him Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. That's kind of like the joke I get with his character. But yeah, they battle against each other, and basically what he says towards this captain of the Magic Knights is that he doesn't consider the Magic Knights whatsoever. He looks at them as people that got to this position and can do whatever they please. And even, this wasn't in the manga, by the way. I looked at the manga before I saw this. Zora was actually protecting this granny right behind him this whole time when he's versing against these people. So when you look at his character right off the bat, to anime onlys, he's actually a good guy, even though it doesn't look like it when he absolutely obliterates the vice captain of the Purple Orcas and steals his robe. Be total assholes about it and not acting like Magic Knights. Because when you look at a Magic Knight, it's like, hey, look at this guy risking his life to save these people in the Clover Kingdom. But basically these guys from the Purple Orcas are just doing what they please, you know, being mean to people, you know, gain all this royalty and praise and all that kind of stuff. But to Zora, he sees the opinion of what I just talked about, of someone going out there to risk your life and to be a kind person, but just crushes them behind, takes his robe, and enters his selection exams for the Royal Knights. And this is where it gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, after so long, the beginning of the tournament arc. So we're finally back here to the Colosseum, which was actually a throwback to episode 4, or just the start of Black Clover. This is where, of course, Yuno and Asta did the Magic Knights exam and passed. So it's kind of a cool throwback, which we see here again. And of course, we get a whole bunch of Magic Knights from these Magic Knight squads. If it's the Golden Dawn, Black Bull, Crimson Lions, of course the Silver Eagles, just basically everyone is all here to see who's going to participate, because there's only a select few people, not all of them because there's way too much people, only a select few will enter this tournament, and if you do well, you will become a Royal Knight. And the tournament of how it works is so awesome, and I cannot wait for this to play out, because like I said before, if you guys are ready for this tournament arc and like the action of Black Clover, this is going to be your favorite arc throughout the whole series. So how the tournament works here, which was described into the episode, which is kind of a battle arena that they have to go into, and they have to protect this crystal. But it's not just a 1v1 battle. You have to team with other Magic Knights from different squads. So no pairing up with another Black Bull or with another Golden Dawn. Completely divided. It's like a lottery, for example. So we see a whole bunch of teams get together. So a Black Bull, a Golden Dawn, or a Silver Eagle could be part of one team. Purple Orca, Green Praying Mantis, or a Black Bull could be together on another team. And these three people had to protect their crystal and destroy the other teams. But you have a time limit, which is 30 minutes. For example, if I do a lot of damage to someone's crystal and ours is barely touched and the battle is still going throughout 30 minutes, you win the fight and move up onto the brackets. So that's how the tournament playout works right here, and we get introduced into teams. The ending of Black Clover kind of spoiled it of who Asta is going to be pairing up with, and of course we see Zora, Asta, and Mimosa pair up together, which of course forms Team Asta. I'm not going with A or B or 0 or whatever like that. I just basically call whoever's like kind of the captain of the squad right here. Of course, everyone hates Zora though. He introduces himself coming into the Coliseum with all these magic knights, and we can tell from his character, like I said, for you anime you might hate him, goes right to the Wizard King, and usually the Wizard King is kind of a guy, right, that you have to respect. Like, this is a guy who cares for his people, but Zora doesn't really care about that. He's just going up to him saying, hey, what's up, man? Like, kind of disrespecting everyone around, that he doesn't really give a crap about anything. And he's also a guy that he took the vice captain's place, because the vice captain of the Purple Orcas was actually supposed to be on Asta's team, but instead he gets replaced. And of course, knowing the Wizard King, he wants to know what this guy's magic is, and it's shown a little bit, by the way, in the anime when Zora was fighting off the vice captain. I won't talk about it through the spoilers, I'll talk about it when the time is right, but his magic is pretty cool. I know that of course the Wizard King will enjoy it as well. He likes this side of, you know, kind of drama and relief, so he puts Zora with Asta's team, and that's it there. Of course, we get Team Yuno, which of course we have Ed. The first time, we're going to see a lot of development throughout his character, which he's part of the Green Praying Mantises, by the way, which of course that's Seke's team, so we'll see development from him. He's kind of just a guy that's there for right now, and of course Noel as well. So that's a pretty weird pairing when you look at it. You know, a guy that's been with Asta since the very beginning, and of course Noel has a crush on Asta. So is this going to be a weird team? Are they going to get together? Who knows? Really interesting group of individuals there. Of course, another team was formed between Luck, Klaus, and a different guy from the Golden Dawn. We have Magna's team, Team Magna, of course, which is Sol, a girl that of course we saw multiple times get development throughout the arcs that we have seen, a girl that's part of the Blue Roses, a person that hates men. Of course, another new character, which is Kirsch, and I'm so excited for him. I think you anime onlys will enjoy right now. Just like Ed, he's kind of just a side character right now, and eventually will get development. So that's basically our teams. There's a lot more teams onto this roster of Black Clover, like we have Langris's team, which Finn was talking about. And Finn, by the way, I totally forgot part of this review, is that Finn got a brand new look with his character. So of course his hair is a little bit short, has a green dot on the side of his hair that of course Vanessa did with them. But in this, it's not a big change with this character, but it's also kind of foreshadowing something that's going to happen later on throughout the series. What he wanted to basically do is become a brand new person. I know from Finral's, you know, kind of character within Black Clover is that he's always someone to be afraid. Like, he's basically like a crybaby. He doesn't want to go within fights. He is always scared to actually be in one. But knowing from his character the big, huge development that he got from, of course, the Underwater Temple and, of course, the Forest arc, he's a brand new person. So he figures that if he's a new person, he's got to have a new look, a new style, and show people what he's really made of. Even though that Magna, Luck, and Asta made fun of him within this episode, that's also something that Finral wanted to change as well. That if personally his magic and what he wants to do is becoming something new, he figures that his appearance has to change as well. Never know, maybe he'll finally get luck with the ladies within Black Clover. Not that's basically Vanessa making fun of him, but yeah, I don't know, I wanted to really cover that. And last but not least that we get within this episode, of course, everyone enters the battlefield. This is what everything is going to go down. This is what the tournament is going to be like. So everyone watching from different magic knights to the king to the wizard king to show off your power and to become a royal knight. Yeah, it covers that. Asta, Zora, Mimosa, first round against these individuals that we don't know about. They're just there, part of a team. If it's the Silver Eagles or the Crimson Lions, and the battle begins and it cuts the episode. So I really love this episode. It was great. Really big fan of Zora's character, which by the way, his character was actually played by Hikaru Mitakawa. If I'm saying that correctly, I do apologize. I probably got that name wrong. But what's cool about the voice actor, he actually voiced Seto Kaiba back in the day on Yu-Gi-Oh! So that is pretty cool. His character, they got it right. Basically, Zora's character, he doesn't really care about anyone. He wants to do stuff himself and prove the Magic Knights wrong. So I do hats off to Black Clover for finding such a great actor for Zora. And that was episode 73, guys, of Black Clover. I truly enjoyed it. I'm going to give this episode, guys, an 8.5 out of 10. And to you anime onlys, the tournament is about to begin here next week for Black Clover. And it's a tournament that's actually surprising with shonen. When the battles go on, you guys are going to notice something that's really different from other shonen here throughout Black Clover. But hope you guys all enjoyed my episode 73 review of Black Clover. Of course, make sure you guys to leave a like, comment down below what you guys' thoughts of this episode, and subscribe to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. But either way, guys, well, of course, we'll see you next week for a new Black Clover review. Much love, everyone, and as always, have yourselves a wonderful day.